Blessings and welcome everyone. It's time for another weekly all signs general tarot forecast, which is what we're all experiencing this week in addition to what I have already covered in the sign by sign weekly tarot forecasts, which are already up for YouTube member supporters and Patreon supporters. If you're interested in signing up for either of those options, you can of course check the links in the down bar below for that. And I apologize for being a day late on getting this up. It's been a very, very busy weekend, and I've had visited 3 families in my family. I've got a very, very big family throughout the course of this weekend. And so, a lot of people coming in town, and it was almost like Christmas in July. And so I had to kind of go to one spot to another. And so it's kind of tough to get a whole lot of these all up and out and good to go. However, here we are, and we can get on with the show. If you ever want to get a session with me, you can go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com, or you can follow the links in the down bar below as well. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. And of course, engagement helps this channel out a lot. This week, the big spiritual theme and the big focus for everybody is the Lovers upright. This is a week where promises are kept and new promises are made. And this is a time where we really want to be mindful of the fact that with the Lovers card, all unions or collaborations, partnerships of all varieties, as well as paths and roads committed to, are playing for keeps when it comes to how we are going forward. And so it's really important to give the reverence and the respect to the commitments that we make, as well as what we are maybe entertaining, and do not necessarily overcommit or be afraid of commitment, right? We want to be in the middle. We want to be that middle ground, that middle path, staying in balance. Because the Lovers card is also focusing on long term, we do want to be smart this week about the things that we do and say with each other, because a lot of the things that we put out there are going to have much more of a lasting effect on how they affect our personal choices, our personal timelines, as well as what we are getting from the external. With the Lovers card upright, however, these new commitments, these new storylines, these new partnerships, these new alliances of all kinds are going to be very, very strong. And so we want to make sure that we understand that because they are super strong, we want to make sure we are setting them up for the best future possible, however and wherever these show up. These could be creative collaborations, new stories and partnerships in love and romance, even for existing relationships, right? It could be a time of reinvention. And we also see this happening on the professional sphere as well. So be prepared. A lot of new links or evolutions of existing links on the way. When it comes to material circumstances, work, job, finances, practical affairs as it relates to the home and family life, we've got the Judgment card upright. This is going to be a week where a lot of tests of our methods, tests of our authenticity, tests of our skill, our intelligence, our own capacities are going to be quite prevalent over and over and over again. Because the Judgment card is all about bringing a story to a head. It's all about bringing an era to a close with an opportunity for a level up, a promotion, a climb, an ascent in status. With the Judgment card, this is also going to be a week where we want to make sure that we understand that people are being a lot more scrutinizing with each other, but that's okay, right? That is a part of discernment. We can scrutinize without having the world come to an end, or people take things too personally. People, should not be going apeshit for wanting people to dig a little bit deeper. And so here we go with the Judgment card. You may be finding when it comes to negotiations, meetings, or maybe even spontaneous, pop quiz type situations in your field, or when it comes to financial paths or any kind of family works you've got going on, opportunities to step into a bigger pay scale or a stronger position or make a stronger name for yourself are going to be abundant for those who want to take up this cup, for those who are totally okay with showing their stuff. I know who I am. I know what my skills are. I know I'm real. I know I have the talent and the ability. I know I'm smart enough. Why not jump in and put yourself out there, right? This is the time for the audition. It's time for the meeting. It's time for the proposal. This new venture. Let's get a big launch going for you and for all of us. And with the Judgment card upright, the cool thing is that there's always this focus on seeing where the truth really is, right? Who is in their natural state when they are doing their best at what they are good at, right? Whatever is their skill, their ability that sets them apart, that is most authentic, is going to be getting the boost. And so you may find this is also a time where a lot of you are getting discovered or getting headhunted or picked out of the crowd, even in situations where maybe you weren't the most attention-seeking, or you weren't the most obnoxious, maybe a better way to put it, or maybe you weren't the most visible or audible. Might be something you notice a bit of a change with this week. When it comes to community, friends, relatives, other people in our lives, we do have the Hanged Man upright. And this week, as we go through this promises fulfilled kind of theme with the lovers and this scrutiny, looking at the truth, pulling back the layers of the Judgment card, this can also show up with the Hangman almost at the same time. Because with the Hangman, what I'm seeing is a lot of masks are kind of coming off, a lot of stories are being fleshed out, and there may be some situations where people in prominent positions in our lives, as well as people that we've been sharing space with in maybe a less prominent way, might be taking a back seat. The Hangman tends to put certain projects or certain involvements, certain connections in suspension, or maybe shuffling them out of our space for a while because they may not necessarily be evolving, they may not be growing, or they may not be producing much of anything at all. Anything that could be seen to be maybe inauthentic or fossilizing or regressing is coming up to be put on ice. Some of you, this may find that this is being put on ice only temporarily until it sorts itself out. And for some of you, once it's put on ice, you might not want to thaw it out again. However, with the Hangman upright, this is also getting you into a nice space where you are also being freed to work on a lot of things that you have not been able to find the time, availability, spending money, or collaboration, experience, or opportunities for, right? The comrades or the squad for. What I also like about the Hangman is that there may be some things that have been blocks that we didn't know were blocks, or let's just say drains that we didn't know were drains being revealed and taken off the table. And it may be a weird rug pull, but it may also be a very pleasant rug pull at the end of the day, because there's a lot of relief, relaxation, and just getting a chance to be taken off the hook with certain things when it comes to the Hanged Man. When it comes to your challenge, or I should say our challenge, as a collective, we've got the Ace of Cups reversed. And this week, our biggest challenge is, what are we doing with our emotional investments, emotional attachments, emotional blocks? Or maybe how much are we letting emotions affect our judgment, right? Because sometimes with the Ace of Cups reversed, we have to see where emotional attachments or emotional intensity may be working against us, or a lack of emotional availability may be disqualifying us from something that's really good for us. And this can be a bit of a test, especially when it comes to situations where, say, with the Judgment card upright, we have an opportunity for a promotion or a brilliant new collaboration or business partnership or a new job. If we're not emotionally available to it, even though we do want money, or we do want the growth, or we do want the creative experience or more responsibility, we have to work on, why is it we want something we're not emotionally available for? Or why is it we expect something we're not available to show up for emotionally? This is going to be a time where we have to see, where is it that I need to do some work on being right for the world I want to live in, and being right for the relationships I want to have. And the same thing can happen sometimes with the lovers, right? Am I overly attached to the wrong source, or the wrong people, or the wrong space, or the wrong group, or the wrong community, or the wrong movement, or whatever? Because the Ace of Cups reverse can also indicate where sometimes we need to see where things that we've been attached to just because they've been there may have limited us in terms of our own opportunity to expand our world, to grow, to produce, to be more productive, to be more contributive, not only to ourselves, but to those we want to share that space with. And so it's time to see, well, where have maybe certain emotional foci or lack of foci run amok, and what can we do to fix that up? Because the Ace of Cups reverse is all about removing the blocks as well as controlling things that may be running out of control. When it comes to relationships with love, romance, and partnerships, we've got the Star card reversed, and a lot of new beginnings are getting what I would call a soft start this week. Now, the Star card reversed, still positive, even if it's reversed. That's the nice thing about the Star. You just can't mess it up. And this is where we start to get a chance to sample a new life, or we get to have some appetizers with a new life, or we get to take maybe a certain romantic path or potential partnership, or for those of you who are already coupled or married, something we want to invest in or bring into the home, bring into the relationship, bring into the family. We get to take this for a test drive to see if this is really here for us. Now, of course, we want to give it a clean slate, right? Ace of Cups reversed. We want to make sure there's no emotional intensity or emotional blocks to this, because this could catch a lot of people by surprise. Some of you who are single and available may find that with the Star card reversed, yes, there is a chance to go for a test drive, so to speak, with maybe one or two new people, as well as maybe even take a test drive with a type of relationship that may be very compatible with you, but you've not had a lot of experience with. It's just not a side of the tracks or a side of the road you have been on. And I've said this 1,000 times, a lot of people don't know they have more than one type. They kind of just discover their first type and then they just stop evolving and growing from there. Remember, we even have 3, upwards of 5 types of people and types of relationships that work for us in our chart. So why would you just cap yourself out prematurely? Open your mind a little bit. You're going to see this is going to be a week to take a lot of test drives with some very thrilling results, especially as we go into August and September for those who are down. So that is what I've got for you all. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. And should you ever wish to get a session with me, you can go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.